Wait. Hold on a second.
Is everything okay?
No,
What's wrong, love?
I don't think I'm ready to have a baby.
What?
I just don't think that I'm ready.
Is everything okay? Where is this coming from?
I've been feeling this way for a long time. I've just been afraid to tell you.
Why would you be afraid to tell me?
It's been your dream to get married and have kids since you were a kid. I didn't want to mess that up for you.
How could you mess that up for me? Are you saying you don't have kids?
No. Maybe. Yes. Look. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Look at our world, love. Do you really think it's smart to bring a child into all of this madness?
So that's what this is about. Yes, the world is falling apart. But history shows us time and time again that the world falls apart and then it finds a way to be put back together again. By the time our children are born, this whole mess with the pandemic is going to be over with.
You're not listening to me.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. If you were, you would see that I'm telling you that our world has never been safe, and it never will be.
You're just using it as an excuse.
Excuse me?
If you want to have kids, you will let this whole pandemic stop you. History has shown us pandemics go away. This too will pass.
You're such an asshole. I'm laying my heart on the floor here, and I'm saying I don't want to have a kid right now. Maybe never. Instead of being a man and accepting it, you're shoving history in my face and you're acting like you know more about the world than I do.
I'm 3 years older than you, babe.
Age has nothing to do with wisdom.
So you're saying I know nothing about this world?
It's not what I'm saying. Now you're just picking a fight. I'm saying that you act like you know more about things in this world all the time. I've seen and been through the darkness just like you have.
Yes, you've had a hard life, and so have I. But that's why I want us to have kids. We can give them the life that you and I never had.
Reliving what we never had through a child is not going to fix our issues.
It's not why I want to have kids.
Okay. Let's say we do have kids. What if I hurt them?
What?
So we have kids, right? A little girl, for example.
Hey, where are you going with this?
What if I hurt our child like my mother did me? What if I wake up one day and I'm just like her? Evil to the core.
Listen, you're not your mother.
You don't know that. What if I wake up one day and I poison our little girl like my mother did me? What then? Would you still love me?
Baby, you are not your mother.
What if I wake up one day and I have Munchausen syndrome by proxy too? What if I become a monster? Could you still love me?
I will always love you. You know that.
Even if I'm the reason our child is dead?
Won't be.
1% of people suffer from Munchausen syndrome by proxy. 55 suffer from Munchausen syndrome by proxy alone. 15 through poisoning. 15 by suffocation. 43 suffer more than one type of abuse. The majority of children are aged under 5 years old. The mundane age is 20 months. In 85% of occasions, the predator was the child's mother.
likelihood of that happening to you is slim. I won't let that happen. You will be fine, I promise.
You couldn't stop me from going crazy in 2018. You remember how my doctor prescribed me steroid pills for my chronic asthma? How they affected my mental health? How I pushed you away so badly with my insane behavior that you almost never came back to me. Do you remember that?
We put that in the past. Stop dwelling on it. That has nothing to do with our child.
Right. You remember what happened to me when I was on them? How I behaved mentally? How I became a crazy person? You didn't recognize me and you ran away so fast. Even when I begged you to come back and understand, you didn't. You thought I had lost my mind. And it took you 2 years to come back to me. Every day when you were gone, I died inside. Go ahead, say it. You know what I did!
Okay. Is this what you want to hear? That those meds made you crazy? There were times when I was afraid of you. I had no idea what you were going to do next. What you're going to say, what you do, how you act. It was like you had lost your mind, like there were two different people living inside of you. I didn't know how to handle it. I wasn't mature enough to handle it. You know, I should have taken time to understand. To ask you what happened, ask you for okay. To beg you to stop. But I truly didn't know how to handle it, love. I was so sad that we broke us. That I didn't know how to fix it, that I didn't know how to take care of you, that I wasn't ready to. You know, I'm also to blame for your breakdown. I should have been a man. Instead, I just threw you away like garbage. I wasn't right for me to do to you. You didn't deserve that. I promise moving forward, no matter what happens to you mentally, I will never do that to you again. I am so sorry. You know that I am. And I've dedicated my entire life to make it up to you. You know, it took me so long to come back because I knew I messed up and I just didn't know what to say. Is that it? Is that what you wanted to hear?
My actions also broke us up for 2 years. 2 years! I couldn't stop crying daily.
I know! And I wanted to come back so bad and hold you and tell you that everything would be okay, that I would be able to fix it all. You know, we both are to blame here, not just you. You know how many chemicals are in those steroid pills? Prescription or not, they are filled with hormones. Yes, you acted crazy, but so did I. I should have been there for you. I didn't understand it then, but I do now.
So you're saying if I acted the way I did on those pills to our child, you would still love me? Even if I go crazy?
I have unconditional love for you. I would never let it get to the point where you would hurt our child. I know your ins and outs. You've lived through the worst of the worst. Seeing you on those pills, losing your mind, not being able to save you is horrible to watch. However, now having lived through it, I know the warning signs now. I would stop and get you up. I will never let it get to the point that it did before. You got worse because I wasn't there for you. And again, I am so sorry for that. But I'm here now. The past is in the past. We both learned from it, so let's stop living there and let's live here and now. You know, part of being married is we have each other's best interest at heart. We have each other's backs. So I will never let anything like that happen to you or our child. I will stop you before it ever gets to that point. And I know that you'd stop me if I ever got sick the way you did. We shouldn't let past mental health issues ruin our future.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. However, if we never had a child, it would stop history from repeating itself, and it is better to be safe than sorry.
Listen to me. Your mother was insane. Okay, she is a monster. She was sick with Munchausen by proxy, but you know the difference between right and wrong. You got yourself in a better mental state after our breakdown. You did that. Not me, you. You are so much stronger than you even know. So I believe in my heart of hearts, having survived and overcome your mother's abuse, that deep down you want more than anything not to repeat history. So no, we have kids, I know you, just like me, do everything to give them the world. You know, we are both survivors of the worst in this world. No one could ever imagine what happened to us. But we want to create a good life for our child. That's what we both believe. I do, and I know you do. This is just fear talking, so don't you ever let fear win.
Okay. So why do you want to have a child?
I want to have parts of you and parts of me in one amazing person. Just imagine how wonderful that person will be. Don't you want to have the family that you and I never got to have?
Yes, but having all that is all fantasy.
No, it's not. That's just fear running you. Baby, please. Come with me. Let's make that family. We will be okay. We'll be happy, I promise.
Our world isn't safe.
Why do you think that? Because of COVID-19?
No. Maybe. It's not just that.
Then why? What are you so afraid of?
Our world is full of horrible things. Did you know that 1 in 5 women get raped their first year of college? That 1 in 71 men are raped? That 10% of children are sexually abused by a stranger? 93% of children are sexually abused by people that they know. Us having a child, we are willingly putting that child at risk to being sexually abused. That isn't fair to do to a child.
Listen, what happened to you as a kid and later on in college won't happen to our kids. I promise I will do everything in my power to make sure of that.
You can't stop that from happening. You are not Superman. You can't always be there.
We will be there to protect them.
We can't always be there to protect them. Even if we're there 24/7, our child can get abducted from our own home, even while we're there. And that is a horrible fact to know.
When does that ever happen?
June 2002. Elizabeth Smart was 14 years old, sleeping at home. Her parents were home and had no idea what was going on. Brian David Mitchell and his wife, Wanda Perez, kidnapped Elizabeth. Brian David Mitchell drugged and raped Elizabeth several times a day. They forced her to participate in religious rituals. They tortured that girl for approximately 9 months. Well, Brian David Mitchell got 2 life sentences in jail. Wanda Perez got 15 years and was released early. She got out early and that shouldn't have happened. She was there cheering her husband on while he was there raping Elizabeth. She thought it was funny. You can't ever get over being raped. I should know. There's no justice for rape.
I don't know what to say to help you. I'm so sorry that that happened to you. And I know it's been very painful for you, hard to trust. I know you trust me. Baby, you can't let all the evil in this world win. You know, I've had a horrible life too, but I still have been able to find the light.
Oh yeah? Where?
You give me a reason every day not to give up. You are my light, my beauty, my everything. And you have saved me time and time again. No one else was there to save me, you did. I know I've done the same for you. We save each other, baby. We have to trust that we'll teach our children how to survive in school. We'll teach them how to thrive. Or if our child grows up to cure cancer, or What if we let fear of what bad can happen stop us from creating someone that could save millions of lives? History has shown us time and time again that great leaders are created. Martin Luther King, for example. He was an American Christian minister and activist who became the most visible spokesperson and leader during the Civil Rights Movement from 1955 until his assassination in 1968. Or Albert Einstein. He became the world's most celebrated scientist. He won the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1921. Or William Shakespeare, the greatest playwright in the English language. I mean, there have been so many others who have changed our world. Could you imagine what this world would be like if their parents said, "Oh, I don't want to have kids, I'm too afraid of the world"? Our world wouldn't be the same.
I know that we could create great leaders to change our world. Our child could be a hero. What if we don't? What if our child just becomes a serial killer instead?
What are you talking about? Serial killers are created from child abuse, from parents, and we will never abuse our children.
Not all serial killers are created from child abuse from their parents.
Name one.
Jeff Dahmer, Ted Bundy.
Seriously, I thought Dahmer was abused by his dad or something.
Actually, no. His dad loved him very much, was very supportive of him. Dahmer just had something wrong with his brain. Thought about killing for so long, and then he finally did.
Dang, well, sounds like a messed up dude, but our kids aren't going to turn out to be a serial killer. It's just ridiculous to worry about.
Oh, I'm sure that's what Ted Bundy's parents thought too. Look at our beautiful boy. One day he'll grow up to break a lot of hearts. When in reality, he used a hacksaw to cut off the heads of women. He lured them in with a trick, and then he raped and killed them. He was a sick bastard.
Yeah, sounds like it. Any other dark thoughts that you want to share, or can we go back to being happy now?
I know this conversation's been really dark.
I had no idea that you thought all of this. It seemed to come out of nowhere.
This pandemic has just been horrible on my mental health.
It's been horrible on all our mental health, but doesn't mean we just give up.
I'm not saying I want to give up.
We can't control who or what our child turns out to be. We can only do our best to teach them right from wrong. Even then, they have the free will to listen or not. We can't even control fully what happens to them either. We can only do our 100% best to make sure they grow up happy, healthy, educated, and loved.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, isn't hoping to have a healthy baby something we're trying?
I don't know. Maybe. Yes.
Guess what?
Yeah, let's make a baby.
Really? That's what you want?
I wanted to have your baby from the second I met you.
Really?
Yeah, I was all, damn. You're sexy ass and nice. You make sweet, sweet love. And lots of babies.
Are you sure? Because, you said a lot of stuff, and if you're not ready, I don't want to force you.
Well, the stuff I said is true. The stuff you said is also true. I don't want to let fear lead me. Lead us. Lead our child. It's time to take the power back from fear.
Fear can't do anything if we won't let it. You're not the only one that's been afraid.
Are you afraid too?
Yeah, but I know what's going on in this pandemic will pass, and our lives have just begun, and we can't stop living just because others are acting crazy.
I'm sorry I acted all crazy.
Well, look, that's my favorite thing about you. So you think about the big picture. Yes, you act crazy sometimes, but crazy only matches my crazy.
Kinda does, doesn't it?
Yes. So, what do you say? You want to make a crazy baby again?
Only if it's crazy good, right?
Always.
Deal.